All right, the dangers of full-scale conflict are rising by the hour. Indian Ministry of External Affairs held a joint briefing with the armed forces. Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri warned that Pakistan has exposed its duplicity by its disinformation campaign. Vikram Misri said that Pakistan intends to impart communal hue with an intention to create discord in the country, warning that India's unity is a challenge to Pakistan.
This disinformation that is coming from Pakistan about India targeting the Nankana Sahib Gurdwara through a drone attack. This is again yet another blatant lie and part of Pakistan's disinformation campaign. As we saw in the Pahalgam attack, Pakistan is again trying desperately to impart a communal hue to the situation with an intention to create discord. Again, we are not surprised. India's steadfast unity in itself is a challenge to Pakistan.
What began as a retaliatory strike by India in response to the Pahalgam terror attack has now spiraled into an undeclared war marked by precision strikes, drone incursions and heavy artillery exchanges. Pakistan strikes again twice in 24 hours, launching missiles and drones towards Indian installations. Colonel Sophia Qureshi said that the Pakistani army launched a swarm of 300 to 400 drones in its infiltration bid across 36 locations in the country. The Indian army shot down these drones using kinetic and non-kinetic means. The purpose of such large-scale intrusion was to test India's defense systems. She also added that Pakistan reportedly used Turkish drones in these intrusions.
लेह से लेकर सरक्रीक तक 36 स्थानों पर 300 से 400 लगभग ड्रोनों का इस्तेमाल घुसपैठ का प्रयास करने के लिए किया गया। भारतीय सशस्त्र बलों ने काइनेटिक व नॉन काइनेटिक साधनों का उपयोग करके इनमें से कई ड्रोन्स को मार गिराया। इतने बड़े पैमाने पर हवाई घुसपैठों का संभावित उद्देश्य वायु रक्षा प्रणालियों का परीक्षण करना और खुफिया जानकारी इकट्ठा करना था। ड्रोन के मलबे की फोरेंसिक जांच की जा रही है। प्रारंभिक रिपोर्ट्स से पता चलता है कि वे तुर्की के असीस गार्ड सोंगर ड्रोन्स हैं।
The Indian Army answers with steel and fury. Videos released this morning show Pakistani military post across the line of control destroyed in direct counter-strike. Structures vanish in fireballs. Enemy bunkers reduced to rubble. Indian forces deliver a message in no uncertain terms. Every act of aggression is being answered. Every violation punished. India's integrated air defense system, primarily the Made in India Akash surface-to-air missile air defense system, effectively used by the Indian armed forces in foiling Pakistani attacks towards Indian targets. And India's answer is swift and surgical. Within hours of the Pakistani attack, Indian armed forces retaliated, destroying air defense radar systems in Lahore. It's a big blow. The key Pakistani city is now virtually defenseless. In total, 16 civilians have died in Pakistan's indiscriminate shelling. Over 60 people are injured. The homes of villagers living near the LOC has also been destroyed in targeted shelling by the Pakistani military. India has responded with proportionate force, silencing enemy guns and restoring calm with unblinking resolve. All right, for more on this, we're now being joined by Lieutenant General Satish Dua, Chief of Integrated Defence Staff to the Chairman of the Chiefs of Staff Committee of the Indian Armed Forces and also the former 15 Corps Commander. Welcome to WION, General Dua.
Thank you, Raisha.
General Dua, the news that's coming in is that Pakistan's Defence Minister has clearly said that Pakistan has no option but to go for an all-out war. And India has clearly said that if Pakistan continues attacking India, India will respond with same intensity. At this point of time, your assessment, where do you see the situation heading to?
Let's first talk about the statement. If I'm not wrong, it was yesterday or day before, maybe yesterday, Pakistan Prime Minister had actually said, we have done what we wanted to do, and if India does not take it further, we will not like to escalate, or worse to that effect. And today, I'm not surprised that he stated what you just said. I've also read about that. Now, let us understand this. Pakistan Prime Minister actually has no status. It is the Pakistan Army Chief who decides things in Pakistan. We all know that. The world knows that. So he is only saying what is being asked to say. In the next part, my sense of this, where are we headed? Firstly, I saw that flash in the news as you were talking, as you were in the run-up to your commentary. There was a graphic which said, is it India's fifth war or something like that? I just want to correct you there. Kargil was a conflict. We've had 3 wars between India and Pakistan. Kargil, none of the countries have actually classified it as war. And what has happened now is not yet a war. What has happened now is we have actually struck at terrorist hubs, headquarters and logistic bases, as we had promised we would do in response to the Pelgam carnage on the tourists. Thereafter, Pakistan has tried to go across. Just now you heard the defense spokesperson, she also spoke. They put out drone strikes and on a very large front. They've also started targeting civilians across the LOC because they don't have any terrorist camps to strike. So they are bound to strike or try for military strikes, military targets. Sadly, they are frustrated as they are. They're also killing a lot of civilians. We've had sad civilian deaths. Now, at this point, India has always been measured in its response. We have neutralized their strikes. Drones, mostly drones, but we've neutralized their strikes totally. But their strikes are perhaps intended to be a probe. This, on a vast front, when you attempt something like this, it is to probe the criticalities or strengths and weaknesses in our air defense system. So it perhaps could also lead to something bigger. However, all I would like to say that India has always been measured. We are not initiating aggressive measures, as it were, on our own. We are only responding to Pakistan because we've left the onus of escalation on Pakistan. We said our strikes on those 9 locations were non-escalatory. No civilian targets, no military targets. So I think that is where we rest now. I'm sure we are going to see more developments as time progresses.
Right, General Dua, apart from the fact that those drones were surveillance drones that Pakistan launched, there were 300 to 400 Turkish drones which were also used by Pakistan against India. Your assessment of the situation with the fact that now Pakistan is using both China and Turkish-made equipment against India?
Turkey and China are the only countries that are actively supporting Pakistan. Pakistan is so isolated. I mean, their friends in the Middle East, everyone is shying away from supporting them because the world has come to realize that Pakistan is an epicenter of terrorism. Several countries have given statements. Even leaders have called up Prime Minister Modi after he made that speech in Bihar to say that we will get after the terrorists and their backers. We will not leave them. So, all in all, Pakistan is so isolated diplomatically. And of course, we've discussed, we are seeing how they are being isolated diplomatically more and more in the world bodies and the financial bodies, etc. Indus Water Treaty and all other notwithstanding. But coming back to this, so it is Turkish drones in a large measure. There are a few Chinese drones that have also been used. And in our response, we've managed to, as you heard the spokesperson say, we managed to neutralize all the strikes.
Right.
That is the power of our integrated air defense system. Either we've hit them or we've jammed them, use jamming facilities, or they've had to withdraw. So that is where the situation lies as of now.
Right, I was just coming to the point you made there about India's impregnable air defense wall. The kind of response that India has given to Pakistan, the Indian armed forces have given, do you think that India's response is perhaps a demonstration of our integrated defense system? And also moving forward, what should be India's military options?
So I, at the expense of a little bit of repetition, Pakistan is actually trying to probe, to my mind, that's my view, trying to probe if there are any gaps in our air defense system that they could exploit. For instance, just to explain it to the viewers, we have categorically stated, a statement has gone out from Indian side saying that we have hit a few locations, the air defense systems in few locations in Pakistan. Lahore for sure, we have already neutralized. That is, the air defense of Lahore has been compromised. So that kind of gap they have not been able to find. As to what are the military options, I think at present our stance, that is for Levan, it is our attitude is non-escalation, and I totally sort of endorse that. Right. It should remain that way. We are going to respond in kind, like we've been hearing often, proportionate response to Pakistan's strikes or any other aggressive measures that they may take. Because we have already left the onus of escalation on them. We are very confident. We are very confident that we can match them in any aspect or any dimension of warfare that they may try to impose upon us.
Right, General Dua, absolutely. India has taken a non-escalatory stance. That was what Operation Sindoor was. But thank you so much for joining us and sharing insights with us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.